Listen to me carefully. Time doesn't care about how motivated you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're scared, if you're sitting on your sofa scrolling Instagram thinking, I'll start tomorrow. Every second that passes is gone forever. You can't rewind it. You can't pause it. And yet most people, normal people, waste it, waiting for a feeling that might never come. Motivation is a luxury. Results are a necessity. Here's the truth most people refuse to face. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather, but time doesn't wait. While you're sitting there hoping to feel ready, someone else is out there building, grinding, and turning seconds into success. You want wealth? You want power? You want freedom? You get it by acting, not waiting. You act when you feel motivated, and you act when you don't. That's the difference between winners and losers. Winners don't wait for the right moment. They create it. Every moment you delay is a moment stolen from your future. The top one aren't thinking about whether they feel like it. They're too busy taking action while everyone else is busy making excuses. This is why they're ahead. This is why you're behind. Ask yourself this: how many hours, days, months have you already wasted waiting for motivation to hit? And how many opportunities have passed you by because you didn't take action? It's brutal, but it's real. And the sooner you face it, the sooner you change it. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop thinking that some magical feeling is going to appear and suddenly make you unstoppable. Let me be brutally honest with you. Motivation is a lie. It's fleeting. It comes and goes like a candle in the wind. And if you depend on it, you will fail. Winners don't sit around hoping for motivation to hit. They act. They move. They dominate. Right now, somewhere, someone is already doing what you're planning to do tomorrow. Every second you hesitate, they're getting ahead and you're falling behind. Ask yourself this: are you going to be the person who waits for motivation or the one who takes what they want no matter how they feel? Most people live in a fantasy, thinking they need to feel inspired before they can take action. That's weakness disguised as logic. Real power, real success comes from doing, not feeling. You don't wait to lift weights until you feel like a champion. You lift, you grind, you sweat, and eventually the results make you feel like a champion. You don't wait for the right moment to start building a business or mastering a skill. You start now with whatever resources, energy, or knowledge you have, and you learn along the way. Action creates momentum. Action breeds confidence. Action turns dreams into reality, while motivation just sits there and whispers empty promises. Think about it. How many hours, days, months, years have people wasted waiting to feel ready? Too many. And why? Because they believed motivation was a prerequisite. It's not. Motivation is a passenger, not the driver. Action drives the car, and if you're not in the driver's seat, you're just along for a ride, and a slow one at that. Every time you wait for motivation, you give time permission to leave you behind. And time doesn't care. Time doesn't pause. Time doesn't negotiate. It keeps moving while you stay frozen, convincing yourself that one day you'll feel it. That day rarely comes. Here's the kicker: the people who dominate their fields, the ones you admire, the ones who make things happen, aren't waiting around. They don't wake up every day and feel like it. They wake up and do it anyway. They wake up and turn discipline into results. You want to know the difference between them and the average person? It's simple. The average person waits for motivation. The successful person doesn't. They understand that action, repeated consistently, builds momentum so powerful that motivation becomes irrelevant. You don't need to feel motivated to start. You need the guts to take the first step and the consistency to keep moving. Imagine if every successful person in history waited for motivation. The Wright brothers would never have flown. Elon Musk would still be dreaming in his garage. Every great achievement, every empire, every innovation started not with motivation, but with relentless action. And here's the point that hits hardest. Your potential isn't limited by motivation. It's limited by your willingness to act. Action is the currency of winners. The world rewards those who move, not those who wait. So stop fantasizing about the perfect moment or the perfect mindset. Stop letting motivation be your excuse for inaction. Right now, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a choice: stay frozen and wait, or move, act, and take control. Every second you hesitate is a second someone else is taking. Momentum doesn't wait. Results don't wait. Life doesn't wait. You want power? You want success? You want to be unstoppable? Then act. Act even when you don't feel like it. Act even when it's hard. Act when it's inconvenient. Because winners don't wait for motivation. They make it irrelevant. Time is the one thing in life that doesn't negotiate, doesn't care about your excuses, and doesn't wait for anyone. You can make more money, you can lose weight and gain strength, you can learn a new skill, but you cannot create more time. Once a second is gone, it's gone forever. And most people act like time is endless, like they have all the hours in the world to chase their dreams. That's weakness disguised as comfort. Every day you delay, every second you waste scrolling while thinking, I'll start tomorrow, is time you can never get back. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have passed you by because you treated time like a toy? Most people think they can make up for lost time. They believe they can start late, catch up, or rewind the clock. That's a lie. The world doesn't reward those who start late. It rewards those who start now, today, in this very moment. Time doesn't care about your plans or your feelings. While you're hesitating, someone else is taking that exact second and turning it into success, wealth, and power. That's why they're ahead and you're behind. Every tick of the clock is a reminder that life is moving forward with or without you. And if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Here's the brutal truth most people refuse to admit. Time is life's ultimate currency, and wasting it is the same as throwing away your future. Every second you spend waiting for motivation, worrying about perfection, or making excuses is a second someone else is using to get stronger, richer, smarter, and more dominant. You think millionaires wait to feel ready before investing? You think top athletes wait to feel motivated before training? No, they take time seriously. They protect it. They don't let it slip away. And that's why they win while the average person loses. Now, let me ask you a question. How often do you reflect on how you spend your time? Most people are so distracted by social media, entertainment, and meaningless tasks that they don't even notice time slipping through their fingers. That's why they're stuck. That's why dreams die before they even have a chance. Time is sneaky. It moves silently and visibly, but it's unforgiving. Every second wasted is gone forever, and it's replaced by nothing. There's no undo button, no pause, no reset. Every second is a choice, and most people choose poorly without even realizing it. The people who dominate life understand one principle: time is non-renewable, and it must be used aggressively. They wake up early when the world sleeps. They grind while others relax. They learn, they build, they push, because they know the clock is ticking. They understand that waiting, hesitating, or procrastinating is the fastest path to mediocrity. And here's the part that hits hardest. You cannot control the world, the economy, or other people, but you can control how you use your time. Every second you invest wisely multiplies your power. Every second you waste compounds your failure. Imagine this: if you spent just 1 extra hour every day building yourself, learning, training, or taking action, how different would your life be in a year, 5 years, 10 years? Time invested compounds like interest in a bank account, but time wasted compounds like debt, crushing you silently while you sleep. That's why the top 1% don't negotiate with time. They dominate it. They don't ask for permission. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They understand that time is the ultimate weapon, and they use it relentlessly to win. Every tick of the clock is a reminder. Every second you hesitate, someone else is taking action. Every day you waste, your competitors get stronger while your dreams get weaker. Time doesn't care about your excuses, your comfort, or your fears. It keeps moving, and you either move with it or get left behind. If you want results, if you want power, if you want to dominate life, you have to respect time like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Most people think success comes from inspiration. They sit there waiting for a spark, a feeling, a moment when everything aligns perfectly, and then they'll finally take action. That's a fantasy. Inspiration is fleeting. It's unreliable, like chasing lightning in a bottle. One day it hits, the next day it's gone. Discipline, on the other hand, never disappears. Discipline doesn't care if you feel like it or not. Discipline is what separates the average from the exceptional. You can't build an empire on feelings, but you can build one on consistency, on grit, on the daily refusal to settle for mediocrity. The people who dominate life don't wake up inspired every morning. They wake up disciplined. They show up every single day, regardless of their emotions. Think about it. Motivation comes and goes. You feel fired up for a week, maybe a month, and then life hits, challenges appear, and suddenly your so-called motivation is gone. That's when most people quit. That's when excuses take over. That's when mediocrity wins. Discipline doesn't quit. Discipline doesn't negotiate with obstacles. Discipline turns you into a machine that produces results no matter what, because it doesn't rely on feelings. Discipline is your contract with yourself that says, I will do this no matter what. And that contract, when honored every day, compounds faster than any motivation ever could. Here's a brutal truth. The strongest, richest, most successful people in the world don't have more motivation than you. They have more discipline. You think Elon Musk wakes up every day feeling inspired to solve the world's problems? No. You think professional athletes always wake up wanting to train, lift, or push themselves past pain? No. They do it because they are disciplined. Discipline forces action when the body and mind want to rest. Discipline keeps you moving when the world says stop. Discipline builds empires, while inspiration just sits there, waiting to show up like a lazy friend who never comes through. Most people are addicted to inspiration because it feels easy. It feels good to be motivated. It's comfortable, but comfort kills dreams. If you wait for inspiration, you are already losing. Life doesn't reward comfort. It punishes it. Every second you spend waiting for the perfect feeling is a second someone else is using to get stronger, smarter, and further ahead. That's why discipline is your ultimate weapon. Discipline is what creates momentum, what builds habits, and what transforms ordinary people into legends. Ask yourself, how many times have you started something amazing, only to quit when motivation faded? Too many. That's the trap everyone falls into. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is fire. Motivation can light a candle. Discipline can burn down obstacles, forge opportunities, and be you. The life you want. Without discipline, inspiration is useless. With discipline, you don't need inspiration at all. You don't need a feeling to act. You just do it relentlessly, like a machine that can't be stopped. The top 1% of people in any field understand this. They know they cannot wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, or the perfect feeling. They create results by showing up every day, doing the work, sticking to the plan, and forcing action when the mind resists. Discipline makes you unstoppable because it removes choice. It removes hesitation. It removes excuses. When your habits are built on discipline, success becomes inevitable. Inspiration is optional, fleeting, and unreliable, but discipline is permanent, unbreakable, and absolute. Every successful person you admire is a master of discipline. They know that motivation will betray them, that feelings are inconsistent, and that comfort is the enemy. They don't wait, they act. They grind, they push, they dominate. And that's why if you want real results, if you want power, if you want to be extraordinary, you have to understand that discipline beats inspiration every single time. It's not about feeling like it. It's about doing it. It's not about wanting. It's about committing. It's not about waiting. It's about executing relentlessly day after day until the world bends to your will. Excuses are the silent killers of ambition. They hide in your mind, disguised as reasons, as logic, as justification. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. Every excuse you tell yourself is a brick in the wall between you and your success. And here's the brutal truth most people refuse to face. The world doesn't care about your excuses. Opportunities don't pause for your comfort. Wealth doesn't knock on the door of those who delay. Power doesn't wait for people who make excuses. While you're busy justifying why you can't, someone else is out there doing what you only dream about. And that's why they're ahead and you're behind. Excuses are a form of weakness. They are a shield people use to protect themselves from failure, but they also protect them from success. Every excuse is a compromise with mediocrity. You want freedom, you want dominance, you want results. Excuses are the chains keeping you grounded while others fly. Ask yourself this: how many opportunities have passed you by because you were too busy making excuses? Too many. And the harshest part is, you probably won't even realize it until it's too late. Every excuse gives time to your competition. Every delay strengthens their advantage, and every I can't builds a habit of failure that is nearly impossible to break. Here's the thing: excuses are easy. Action is hard. That's why most people never achieve greatness. They choose comfort over progress. They choose I'll try later over I will dominate now. But action is the only path forward. Discipline, courage, and relentless effort will always crush excuses. You don't wait for motivation. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You take what you want, and you don't let anything, including your own mind, stop you. Excuses are lies your brain tells you to keep you small. Winners don't listen to those lies. They act anyway. Imagine this. Someone tells you, I can't start my business because I don't have money. That's an excuse. Someone says, I can't train because I'm tired. That's an excuse. Someone says, I'll wait for the right opportunity. That's an excuse. And here's the trap. Excuses sound reasonable. They feel safe. They make you think you're protecting yourself. But in reality, they're destroying your future. The second you justify why you can't, you give up the second you could have won. That's why excuses are dangerous. They're not just small obstacles. They are silent assassins that rob you of everything you could be, every successful person you admire. Learn this lesson early. Excuses are the enemy. They are the poison that kills potential. And the people who dominate life aren't exceptional because they had easier lives. They're exceptional because they refuse to let excuses dictate their actions. They found a way when the average person found a reason not to. They acted when everyone else hesitated. They built, created, and conquered while excuses whispered, it's too hard and maybe later. That's the power of eliminating excuses. It turns you into a machine that doesn't stop, a force that doesn't negotiate, and a person who becomes unstoppable simply because you refuse to let your own mind betray you. Ask yourself this: how many excuses have you made today? This this week, this year, every single one is a lost second, a lost opportunity, a step away from the life you claim you want. Excuses are easy. Winners aren't easy. Winners don't justify. They act, they grind, they push. They take what they want and they leave no room for weakness, hesitation, or regret. If you want to dominate, if you want success, if you want power, you have to understand that excuses are not just mistakes. They are the enemy, and every second you entertain them, you're letting the enemy win. Opportunities don't wait. They don't pause. They don't send reminders, and they definitely don't come back just because you weren't ready. Most people live their lives waiting for the perfect moment, thinking the world will bend to their schedule. That's weakness. That's why 90% of people never reach their potential. While you're waiting for the perfect conditions, someone else is taking action, dominating, and creating success that you're only dreaming about. Every second you hesitate, the window closes a little more. Opportunities aren't loyal. They reward the bold, the relentless, the ones who are willing to act while others procrastinate. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone else grab a chance that you were too scared or too comfortable to take? They didn't wait. They didn't overthink. They didn't make excuses. They acted fast, decisively, and ruthlessly. And that's the difference between people who succeed and people who stay average their entire lives. Life doesn't hand out opportunities like candy. Opportunities are rare, fleeting, and brutal. You miss one, and it's gone. The only way to guarantee that you don't miss out is to move first, act faster than your doubts, and strike before hesitation paralyzes you. Opportunities are not for the timid. They're for the people willing to risk, willing to fail, willing to do what others won't. Every moment you wait, someone else is stepping in to take what could have been yours. That's the hard, unchangeable truth. You want money? Someone else is already making it. You want recognition? Someone else is already building it. You want freedom? Someone else is working tirelessly to achieve it while you waste your time planning, worrying, and waiting. The world doesn't reward the prepared. It rewards the decisive, the bold, the relentless. Here's the part that hits hardest. Opportunities are disguised as challenges, obstacles, and hard work. Most people look at them and say, it's too much. I'll wait for something easier. That's why they fail. Winners see the same opportunity and act immediately. They turn obstacles into advantages, challenges into stepping stones, and risk into reward. Waiting for a perfect moment is the luxury of losers. If you want to dominate, you understand that you create opportunity by moving before it's convenient, by acting before you feel ready, by taking control when the world is uncertain. Imagine the life you could have if instead of hesitating, you acted the moment a chance appeared. One decision, one step, one move could change everything. And yet most people do nothing. They freeze, they analyze, they wait. And in that waiting, someone else takes their spot, their chance, their future. That's why the difference between success and failure is always speed. Fast action wins. Decisive action dominates. Hesitation loses. Opportunities don't wait for fear, doubt, or procrastination. They reward courage, speed, and relentless pursuit. You want to be in the top one? You have to operate like opportunities are fleeting bombs. Strike immediately. You can't wait for motivation, inspiration, or perfect conditions. You can't negotiate with time. Every second counts, every moment matters, every hesitation is a step backward. Opportunities are never patient, and life will never pause for you. If you want power, wealth, freedom, or dominance, you have to move faster, strike harder, and take without asking. That's how the elite live. That's how the winners dominate. That's how you ensure that when opportunity knocks, you don't just answer, you conquer. Owning your time is the ultimate power. Most people think they control their lives, but they don't. They're controlled by time, distractions, and other people's agendas. Every second you allow to slip away is a second your life is stolen from you. Time is the ultimate currency, the only resource that cannot be earned back, borrowed, or replaced. And yet most people live like it's infinite, scrolling, letting the clock run their lives while they sit frozen in comfort and fear. If you want to dominate life, if you want freedom, wealth, and influence, the first rule is simple. Control your time, or someone else will control it for you. Here's the reality most people refuse to admit. If you don't manage your time, life will manage it for you. The average person wakes up, reacts, responds to emails, messages, notifications, and obligations that don't serve them. And at the end of the day, wonders where the hours went. You cannot build empires reacting to other people's demands. You cannot build wealth reacting to distractions. Owning your time means taking full control of every second, every minute, every hour, and ensuring it is spent building the life you want, not maintaining someone else's. Every action, every decision, every habit must align with your goals. That's how you dominate while others drift. Most people waste their lives waiting for motivation, inspiration, or the right time, but the truth is, no time will ever be right. Time doesn't pause, it doesn't wait, and it doesn't negotiate. The elite understand that every day is a weapon, and they use it aggressively. They schedule, they plan, they attack, and they protect their time like it's gold because it is. They understand that controlling your time gives you freedom, power, and the ability to dominate your environment, while letting time control you leaves you powerless, reactive, and enslaved to mediocrity. Think about this. The most successful people don't do more than you. They do the right things at the right times. They don't waste hours scrolling, overthinking, or waiting. Every second they invest is intentional. Every hour they plan is a step toward domination. Owning your time is not just about scheduling, it's about ruthlessly eliminating anything that doesn't serve your goals. If it doesn't move you forward, it's a distraction. If it doesn't strengthen you, it's poison. Every decision to waste time is a decision to give away power. Every moment you own is a moment to build, to conquer, to elevate yourself above everyone else. Here's a brutal truth. Freedom isn't given, it's taken. Wealth isn't earned by waiting. It's claimed through calculated action. Power isn't granted. It's seized by those who control their time and therefore control their life. The moment you start treating your time as precious, everything changes. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop drifting and start dominating. Every second becomes a weapon. Every hour becomes an investment. And every day becomes a battlefield where victory is decided by how ruthlessly you protect your most valuable resource. Imagine your life if you truly owned your time. No distractions. No procrastination, no excuses, just relentless action toward your goals. That's what separates the winners from the average. The world rewards those who act with urgency, not those who wait politely. It rewards those who understand that controlling their time is the same as controlling their destiny. If you waste time, someone else will take what could have been yours. If you own your time, you own the power to create wealth, influence, and freedom on your terms. Owning your time means creating habits, systems, and routines that make you unstoppable. It means saying no to people, things, and distractions that steal seconds. It means being deliberate, aggressive, and ruthless with every moment. If you can master your time, you can master your life. If you let your time slip, you let your life slip. Control your time, control your results, control your destiny. The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking, and it doesn't wait for anyone. So here's what you do. Stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop thinking motivation will magically appear. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You need action. You need to take what's yours and chase it like your life depends on it, because it does. Time is the only resource you can never get back. Use it or it will use you. Every second counts. So get up, move, dominate, and don't ever, ever wait for motivation again.